Hi there everybody, it's Halsey from Slim and Stylish and I'm a UK Stampin' Up independent demonstrator, and today I'm making these cute bookmarks. I love them. They're using this gorgeous new graceful glass vellum, which is just beautiful, and I love what you do set. The reason I'm making these is I'm in a card swap with the rest of my team and I need to do 6 to send out to my group. And we're all swapping with stuff from the new catalogue. So I thought I'd show you what I was doing and how I was making them. So I'm using the Love What You Do suite because they're all demonstrators like me. So I'm using the Love What You Do stamp. And then I'm using this vellum, which is gorgeous. This is 6" by 6" vellum. And I'll just show you, there's some beautiful patterns on these. The waves, I've got them both together so you can't see them very clearly. This one here, they're all stained glass window effects. And they're beautiful. I'm just going to quickly rush through them. This is the one I'm going to be using for today's project, but there's just so many beautiful ones. Go over to my website, take a look, it will show you all the different designs there. So this is the one that I'm using for today's project. I've already cut and prepped it, so I'll just show you what I've done. I have cut up the middle of each one. I've got a ruler anywhere. So I've just cut literally up the middle of that line there, so that it's cut out like that. And I have just knocked off this bit at the top. You see this? Okay, so I've got up the middle of each one and cut the top off, and I've already done the other 3. That one, the lilies, and this one. So those 3 are already done. Now I'm going to do this one and I'll show you how to do it. So once you've chopped it down, it's just guesswork really. It's 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches, roughly. So then you just need some backing paper. So I've got soft seafoam, which is my favourite, and I have done that at 1/8 of an inch bigger on each side. So it just peeks out. Can you see that? It's not much of a frame, it's a tiny bit. And then I'm backing that onto black, which is also 1/8 of an inch larger than the vellum you've cut, so it's just mounting like that. And then that's going to sit onto the lovely lipstick, which is my favourite new in colour, and I'm using that lots too. So everything's just 1/8 of an inch bigger than the piece you've cut. Okay, now for the vellum, you've got a shiny side, which this is actually sticks up on, and you should be able to see it shines. And then you've got a very matte side. You can see that? It's the matte side that you're going to want to colour on. And I'm using the Stampin' Blends. The colours I've got are Old Olive, that's the light one. I've also got Dark Pineapple Punch, that's another one of our new in colours. Light Lovely Lipstick, so it matches the cardstock. This is the Light Daffodil Delight, and I also have the Dark Smoky Slate, and I'm only using the 5 because I didn't want to complicate them all. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the flowers first, and I'm using the bullet tip just because it's a little bit easier on this to colour in. You don't have to be particularly neat because through the vellum you can't really see the brush strokes. I'm just going to colour each flower in with the lovely lipstick. Reminds me a little bit, this one, the light one, of a highlighter pink. Once you give it a second coat, it kind of brightens up, but to start off with, it's a little bit like a highlighter. But when you turn it over, it's just a really nice subtle pink then that comes through. I do like the lovely lipstick. It is so hot today in the UK. We're on a heat wave apparently. I don't know how long our heat wave's lasting for. I do love it when it's warm, but today it's been very warm and there's no breeze. I looked online and we're warmer in Solihull over here than California and all of the places that you normally see for hot holiday destinations, and normally we're freezing, so it's quite nice to have a bit of heat, but I don't have a fan. I chose to take it to work and I've left it there. And if the windows are open, my hay fever starts. So I am literally sweating like anything doing this underneath the desk lamps, because I have a lamp to this side and a lamp to this side, and it's a little bit warm to say the least. There we go. Almost finished with the lovely lipstick. I forgot what I was saying there. It's so hot, it's driving you a bit to distraction. So I have a really nice, I'm really lucky, and I have a really pretty convertible car, but it has all leather seats. So I've been loving this weather with the roof down, going around everywhere in the car, but those leather seats are warm as well. Can't win. Always complain me. Oh dear. All right, with the Old Olive, I am just picking sort of one side of each leaf with the Old Olive, and the rest of it I'm just going to do with the Pineapple Punch, just so it gives it sort of a, I'll show you when I turn it around, it just gives it a bit of a brighter punch through, and it actually looks like we've shaded it. In fact, I've just made a little bit of a mistake. I've just noticed. I bet you've already noticed. I've just coloured this yellow and that one pink, so I'm just going to go over this with the pink because it should pick that up as a darker colour, hopefully. Let's turn it around. Yes, it does. So that's what I meant about the green. I'm not sure if you can see it. It just, I've got the green underneath and the yellow on top, so it just gives it a bit of a shadow in. Then with the smoky slate, because this is supposed to be a glass window, all of these little frames I'm just colouring in. So I'm doing the ones at the side, and I'll tell you the reason for this when I get to it. It hides where I put the glue. I'll show you in a minute. I'm just doing 3 at the top, bottom as well, so that I can glue it. Now, because vellum is see-through, it is really hard to glue this and put it together. So you just need your Tombow, and where I've just put the grey, I'm just going to put a daub of Tombow. Oh, I've missed a bit. Good job I did that. You can just colour that bit in. Right, so you just put the Tombow in each bit where you put the grey, and then you won't be able to see it from the other side because it's hidden by the blends. I did think it was quite a clever idea of mine when I did it. So I've just put it in each of the grey bits, and I'm just going to put it in the centre of the flowers, because it doesn't matter if you get a little bit of a darker imprint at the centre, because, you know, they are flowers. But it'll just help stick it to the soft sea foam. So soft sea foam is one of the new colours that's just come from the new colour refresh, and I quite like it. So subtle. It's ever so strange. If you ask me, my favourite colour from the refresh is soft sea foam, and my favourite colour from the in colours is lovely lipstick, and I don't know how you can like that because it's so subtle, and that because it's so bright, and they can be your favourite. But to me, those are my favourites. What's your favourite? Or do you have a favourite yet? Let me know. I've just popped some fuse on there, and I didn't mean to. I meant to use my Tombow because you can't get fuse anymore. But I miss it, so I keep it on my desk until it runs out. There we go. Just layer that onto there. Squish it down. And then just layer it onto the lovely lipstick. And there we go. The only bit of stamping this card or these bookmarks take is this bit here, the Love What You Do. So I've got that already mounted on my block, and I'm using the Memento. The stained glass does actually have its own stamp set to go with it, and it's beautiful. And I was going to use that, but because I'm sending it to other demonstrators, this just sung to me as the set I should use. So I've already used the majority of this. I forgot to tell you, this isn't really a specific measurement. It's just over 2¼ inches. However, it is just small of my punch. Let me show you what I mean. Can you see that? It doesn't quite go to the end on either bit. So let me just straighten that up with my fingers because I'm the last little bit of paper. I can make paper last for ages, really can. It just gives it that squared off look, so it sits a little bit better on the bookmark. Handheld punch, and this line just here, you see in the middle, that's where you put in your punch. So you should be able to see it through your viewfinder. And just, oh. There we go. I'm using the 1 1/8 inch cord. I like this. It is really tough, and I think it's quite effective. But just slot that through. It does, when you cut it, it can be a bit messy because of the fibres. I realise you can't see what I'm doing there. So if you cut it to make it sharper, to get it through, it does make a little bit of a mess. So make sure you've got some paper around. But it looks good. And it feels nice as well. I'm not exactly sure what material it is. It's not ribbon. Don't think it's ribbon. It's I'd say it's probably more of a vinyl. I don't know. It's plasticky. But I like it. Glue dots. Now I'm taking my paper piercer. I'll just show you if you can see the glue dot there. I'm going to halve the glue dot with the paper piercer to make it slightly thinner. Can you see that? I don't know if that's zoomed right for you. Half on the paper and half on the cord. And then just pull this bit of cord over so it sticks down flat. There you go, like that. And then all you need to do is take a couple of dimensionals, where if I put them, there they are, and put them on. Now, as it's a bookmark, you don't have to use the dimensionals. You can stick this flat, but I've put the dimensionals on because I think it looks quite nice. And I'm going to put this one at the top because I don't want to ruin where the flowers are. So there you go. And those are them to send out to my swaps group. I've got a few more to make, but I hope you enjoyed watching, and all of the details will be on my blog. Thanks everybody, see you soon.